This is about our fifth take today. We've messed it up a few times. So welcome to our daily reflection from the U version verse of the day. And Jenny, the verse is what today?
Yeah, Philippians chapter 1, where Paul prays such an amazing prayer for the Philippians church. And it's just verse 9 from the U version app, but I'm going to read up to verse 11 because it's one sentence. Can you believe he writes long sentences? Here it is. And this is my prayer, that your love may abound more and more in knowledge and depth of insight, so that you may be able to discern what is best and may be pure and blameless for the day of Christ, filled with fruit of righteousness that comes through Jesus Christ to the glory and praise of God. A huge prayer that Paul prayed for his friends in Philippi.
And it's a good prayer that we maybe could pray today, particularly after Easter, where it encourages us to go on a journey with God in our own growth of understanding how we can love more and more. It's interesting, it says that his prayer is that our love may abound more and more.
In knowledge.
Yep.
In knowledge and depth of insight.
That's right.
Our love grows in knowledge and depth. So that's interesting too.
And I think it's not just love of God, and very important, that's a big part of it, but also knowledge of each other and how we care and love for each other. And this was really important because, after Jesus had resurrected, it took a long while for the people to understand what had really gone on and what it was really on about. And so Paul, even here writing all these decades later, is still praying that we all may go on this journey of understanding more and more what it is that God has done for us, and also in that way grow in our love for God and each other.
I guess we forget that because we've grown up with all these Bible stories and we understand that it's the completion of the Old Testament covenant and what Jesus did. We hear about this from when we're little, but for the New Testament Christians, it took them quite a few decades, even longer, to get their heads around all this.
And even in some areas centuries, and really we're still working out some of it now. The implications are that profound. But for the early church, they were very much on the run, just trying to work out what are the implications that God actually was a human being amongst us, that God was actually there when Jesus died on the cross, that God was there raising Jesus to life. And now the Holy Spirit is with us. It was a big, steep learning curve that even at this point they're still on. And no wonder Paul wants to pray, may your love abound more and more in knowledge.
What a time in history to have been alive when Jesus was on earth. And same could be said for us. What a time in history for us to be alive when we are stuck in our houses and trying to avert a crisis, a global crisis.
So I wonder how Paul would actually describe his prayer for us today. I wonder if it'd be something similar. Now, may your love abound more and more in knowledge and depth of insight. May you grow in your wisdom and insight and understanding of what it is that God has done for you, so that you are filled with love and compassion and worship for God, and you get on with each other in new and fresh ways.
Maybe that's something you could do today, is go to Philippians chapter 1 and pray that prayer in the first person, talking about yourself. That my love may abound more and more in knowledge and depth of insight, so that you encompass this, own this for yourself.
I think that's a really good idea, Jenny, and I'm sure that God would love that. Now, if we, as God's people, as we go through this coronavirus, learn to grow and love God more, that our understanding increases, and so therefore we are people who are able to be good witnesses for Jesus in this world. And even though we've been in isolation, God enables it to be something that grows us and develops us and enables us to be more like Jesus.
So how can we consciously use this time to grow in discipleship and understanding and learning about who Jesus is and what he's done for us, and grow our own faith and depth of knowledge and understanding?
And so that's our prayer for you, as it is for me, that we might take this prayer and each one of us individually may be on a journey of growth and understanding, that our love may abound more and more. So I encourage you to take that to heart today and pray these prayers for yourself.
Yep, Philippians 1. Go and check that out.
Verse 9.
Verse 9. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.